Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we are looking at this STR EZA Super Janemba. This is a Rainbow full level 10 link showcase. This Super Janemba is actually really good. People criticized him a lot after his EZA because his EZA didn't really make him much better than the int one, but that doesn't mean that he's bad. It just means the int one was insanely overpowered and is still really good to this day, right? But this super, like, if you took a character that wasn't Super Janemba at the time and just gave them an EZA and it was the exact same as a Super Janemba, you would say, wow, that's a really great EZA, right? It's because we're comparing him to the int one and they basically made him the same as the int one, which is why people didn't like his EZA as much, but it doesn't mean he's a bad unit. He's really good, and so is the int one, right? I think what would have made more sense is to somehow make this guy stand apart from the int one. Maybe this one is way more offensively based because the other one's a little bit more defensive, or vice versa. Something to make him unique. Or maybe maybe this Janemba against a fusion character does something crazy, or against a different category gets some other crazy kind of buff. Some reason to use him, or maybe make this guy a stacking unit or something, right? But we're going to take a look at him. We do have the int one in the video as well. The int one is also rainbow. They're just not full level 10 links, but we should get a pretty direct comparison between the two Janembas, right? So we'll go ahead and take a look at his passive. I'll show you my team build, and then we'll hop right into the showcase, right? So his kit's actually very simple. It's just immense damage and lowers defense. And then his passive is just attack and defense 100%. The thing that makes him busted is that he guards all attacks. Like, he is always guarding no matter what, right? Then he has a medium chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. He had a chance of evading plus 10% within the same turn with each attack evaded. So as he evades, his evasion gets even better and better, right? So my Janemba, I did his hidden potential before he EZA'd. I would probably do it differently now, but I went like very defensive with this unit. So you can see mine has 18 dodge. And then in here, I actually gave him a lot of these defense equips, because what these do is they make you have more defense while guarding. While on units that guaranteed guard, this is actually a very good skill orb to put on them. And then I gave him some more dodge and defense. So my Janemba is built very defensively. But offensively, he's still going to do really well. Mine cannot get any additionals, though, because I didn't do any combo attacks. So if I were to rebuild him, honestly, because he's got so much dodge in his kit, I'd probably just take all that dodge and put it in combo attack, to be honest. But we'll see how this version runs. And you can see full level 10 links, right? He also has a very good link set, by the way. That being said, unless you have Tech Janemba, it's really hard to get all of his links active with one unit. But because his link set is so good, like with extreme units, if you're running this guy in slot 2, he's probably going to link with your floater pretty well, and then that's how he's going to get a bunch of links, right? So this is the team build I'm running. I'm just doing the cooler team. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run Strength Janemba on rotation with one of the coolers. They share 4 links, including big bad bosses. And then I'm going to run the other Janemba on rotation with another cooler. And then I'm just going to be floating an int cooler. I'm going to float a Boo, and I'm going to float this Toa. So I have basically this team, other than the Janembas, are all support units. So it's a ton of support just flowing everywhere. We're just going to try to let the Janembas kind of go to town and show off here. So it worked out. My rotations are set right away. And you'll see, so like this int Janemba here, you can see only gets 3 links with cooler, but then I put him in the middle, and then we've got 6 out of 7, right? Actually, he would have all links active. He doesn't have big bad bosses, because you see he's not leveled up. So the int one, like, you have to keep in mind that he's operating on 25% less attack and defense. So if he had big bad bosses, he would look very similar to the strength cooler. So he would actually have all 7 links if his big bad bosses were active. So we'll just attack here. The other thing that's kind of different too is that int cooler, or not int cooler, sorry, int Janemba, he gets an attack buff after he's hit. So he needs to get hit to get the bigger attack stat, where Strength Janemba doesn't need that at all. He just has his full attack right away. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So yeah, 2.6 here. So yeah, if he had big bad up bosses, he'd be over 3 mil right there. So very good attack stat for int Janemba. I apologize if I say like int and strength cooler a lot. I don't know why. Like, being on this cooler team, I catch myself saying cooler instead of Janemba here. Okay, so strength Janemba is the guy we're here to look at. So let's take a look at what he's got here. So he's at 180k defense while guarding all attacks. So right there, that tells you he's like a defensive god. So against this AGL Goku, he's just fine. So right now, you can see we got 4 links with Cooler. If I put him in the middle, still 4 links. So we're going to run him in slot 1. Hopefully he doesn't one-shot the Goku, which I don't think he will. But we're going to see him operate a little bit defensively here, right? Because that's one of the best things about Janemba is he's a very good defensive unit. All right, and then sure, we'll let Boo grab that. And let's see what Janemba does here. So yeah, 4.2 mil, turn 1, guarding against all attacks, 184k defense. So, and like, look, he's going to dodge, he's going to guard everything. Like, he's just untouchable right there, right? So, don't let this guy fool you. Like, he came, like, they didn't do much to him on his EZA. So, people came out underwhelmed. But he's really, really good. Like, he's crazy. Like, if you had, like, I don't know, like a Kid Gohan Super Saiyan that was doing the same thing, or if you had, like, an Android 21 for, like, the Android team that just did what Janemba did, you would say that's a really great, amazing, fun unit. And because this Janemba, his EZA basically was, like, very similar to, like, Janemba, because he didn't power creep the Janemba enough, people just don't think he's that good, but they're totally wrong. Strength Janemba is crazy, which is why he's the one that I link leveled over the Int one, because he is in my eyes better than the Int one, but the Int one is still absolutely fantastic, right? So let's see. So Janemba at 125k defense. Remember, that's without big bad bosses. He would definitely be pushing more with it. So it's not a fair comparison because the other Janemba is running constantly with big bad bosses and this one isn't. But you can kind of estimate those numbers in your head, right? They basically can do very similar things, but I do, yeah, like 3.5 mil right there, right? And so my strength Janemba was just over 4 mil, but he had big bad bosses. So like attack wise, after getting hit, the Int Janemba is right there with strength Janemba, right? Like very good attack stat and very, very good defensively. Like in some ways they're almost the same unit. So like with the same name update, being able to run a team with both of these Janembas together is actually quite insane. Quite insane. And they're very good for difficult content because they are constantly guarding everything. And they have very good, competent defensive levels, especially if you're linking and supporting them well, right? Okay. So I really do want to like put Janemba there in harm's way, but this is the turn where we're going to get all 7 links. So I want to try Janemba out here, all 7 links, and he might take a hit from the Goku in the middle. Unfortunately, Cooler is going to have to take the brunt of it, and Cooler actually could get hurt here quite bad, but not enough that we're going to get killed. I think it'd maybe take, what, 200 something K from a super, but we'll be fine. Yeah, and he's taking double-digit normal. So here's Cooler at about 3 mil, non-transformed. In case you're curious, this Cooler's bananas. I do have a showcase on him, which I probably will link in the video if you guys want to check that out. Yeah, 150k, not too bad. So yeah, 4.26 again. 4.2 mil attack stat, very nice. And then defensively, like, yeah, double digits. It would have been nice had Janemba taken the super, which we would have had in slot 1, but I had to check out the full 7 links there, right? So as much as possible now with Strength Cooler or Strength Janemba, I will try to put him in harm's way, right? Okay, so in Janemba, we'll put him in harm's way. Yeah, 148k defense. And that's without big bad bosses. Or wait, or do we have big bad bosses? Hold up. Oh, we do have big bad bosses this time. That's good. So now we can get a really nice comparison. And in Janemba is going to attack. So yeah, look at that, 150k defense. We have big bad bosses now. I'll make sure not to gain too much life because I want to keep that big bad bosses active here. Yep. Okay, and so we won't even super with the other 2 units, even though Physical Boo could get us killed. Let's see what Int Janemba does here. This should be a very comparable turn. Okay, so we got the attack stat. Yeah, over 4 mil for Int Janemba. Like, for how old this guy is, my goodness, he was ahead of his time, man. Int Janemba, he's an insane unit still to this day. Actually, so I did a video during the 6-year anniversary on who you should get with your red God Dragonstone that we all got for free. And out of the units on there, Int Janemba still was like the best one to grab. I'm pretty sure in the video I said Int Janemba's the one to grab, or like Strength Topo. But Strength Topo is on every banner. So I kind of said prioritize this in Janemba because he's still that good, right? All right, so strength Janemba, about 200k defense. So you can see defensively here he's a little bit better, but he is more linked up, right? More his link levels are higher. But you can see very comparable to Inch and Number. They're both like very good, crazy units. So if you've got both of these guys, if you have both of these Janembas with the same name update, you can rejoice because you can bring them both on the same team and they will carry you defensively. Over and these attack stats aren't bad by any means, right? So if I wanted to make my Janemba a little bit more offensive, instead of doing like the defensive equips, I could go like attack and crit and additional equips. That's just fine. Like they're good enough offensively and defensively that you can build the Janemba however you want. You really can't go wrong. Like they're just crazy, right? So this is probably going to be a shorter showcase because like the Janemba doesn't stack or anything. We've seen him with full links. We've seen him guard. We've seen him like he's just crazy, right? Like I might go a little deeper to see if I can take like a really big super attack and see what he takes, but like yeah, I mean that's basically it. The Janemba's really good. You can't really go wrong with either one, and I would say if you got them both, run them both on the same team. And in another video, I was talking about the strength cooler. Like he's someone you can pick up on the 350 million ticket banners. Yeah, 4 mil for Inchinumba again. And if you get him, like he's still really good, and I think he's one of the better extreme leaders in the game still to this day because of his link set, because of how he supports, because of the coverage of extreme units that are on his categories. Like Strength Cooler is still one of the best units in the game in my opinion. All right, so this is good. I think we're gonna make this the last turn. We're going to put Strength Janemba in front of a lot of attacks here against type disadvantage. But once again, he guards all attacks, so it doesn't really matter, right? 200k defense, so once again, seeing very similar numbers there. So we're just going to see if we can maybe tank a super attack, which would be really awesome. And then we'll probably just end the video here because there really isn't much else to see. He doesn't stack. He doesn't do anything else. He's going to be putting up the same throughout the rest of it. Yeah, and he's going to just dodge like crazy. Remember, each time he dodges, his dodge chance goes up. So odds are if we take a super here, he might just dodge it anyways. Nope. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Let me know what you think of Strike Janemba. Bottom line is he's pretty crazy. You can bring him in the difficult content, and he's an amazing unit. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Let me know what you guys think of Strength Janemba, by the way.